Do we think that Colorado has put together one of the best staffs in college football with the addition of Marshall Faulk? Let's unpack that a little bit and take into account some other changes that have gone on this season. What's up, kinfolk? It's RJ Young. I am not on a step mill. If this is your first time watching the #1 college football show or you're a returning viewer and you had not subscribed, I'm going to ask you to do that. It's like a follow on TikTok, on X, or wherever it is that you get your social media. It just lets YouTube understand that you like what we're doing here. And please answer the comment below. Do you think that Colorado has the most attractive staff in all of college football right now? Feel free to disagree. That's what we do here. If you've got a subscriber tab next to your name, though, you're much more likely to get a response from me. And I'd be in the comments. Like sometimes fist bump, sometimes I got more to say. It just depends on how entertaining I think your question or comment is. I need to start by saying the reason we are here is because, once again, Coach Prime succeeded in making news. 2 days before the Super Bowl is played at NFL Honors, late that night, we find out that Prime has added a second Pro Football Hall of Famer to his staff, which means that he has 3 guys on his coaching staff, including himself, who have been inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame and got gold jackets. That's not too shabby, man. And in Marshall Faulk, you get one of the greatest tailbacks to ever play the game. There are questions about how he will coach. There are questions about how he can recruit. But this is a man that ought to be able to walk in New Orleans and get anything that he wants. Like I dare say that it's him and the Mannings. Like after that, you can go a long way. And New Orleans puts out dudes every single year. They be getting them dudes. Like I used to go down to Ed in the car and John Curtis when they were still there and absolutely just be eating it all up. Remember when Evangel up in, that's not New Orleans, but in Louisiana, Evangel way up there, you be having them dudes. West Monroe, my God. I love Louisiana football, but I also love high school football because this is what I do. This is who I am. So adding Marshall Faulk to a running backs room that frankly needs to recruit better and needs to play better is going to be really, really cool to watch. Already had Warren Sapp, who felt like he wanted to be a part of what Prime was doing. Colorado coaching that defensive line, probably going to, at one point, become defensive line coach at Colorado, and then we'll see. I'll be curious to find out Marshall Faulk and what his direction goes. Does he want to stay a running backs coach? Would he take that to the NFL? Does he want to be a play caller? Does he want to be a head coach? I think all that's going to be there for him, and this is a great way for him to get started to find out how Prime does it, and then maybe do it himself, not unlike some others. Now, Eddie George jumped right into the deep water with Tennessee State. Mike Vick jumping right into the deep water at Norfolk State. Ed Reed going to call some plays. We will see how this goes, right? Because Prime came up calling plays at Trinity offensively and then became the head coach at Jackson State, head coach at Colorado, where he's been remarkable. I don't think that he's getting enough credit for what they've been able to do. Now, winning 9 games in 2024 is really, really something at a place like Colorado. Add to that, you've got the Heisman Trophy winner in Travis Hunter, and you're probably going to have a first-round selection at quarterback. Those 3 things in and of themselves make him, I think, one of the 10 best college football coaches in America today, given what he had to work with and what he succeeded with. None of the other programs that you're thinking about, save Arizona State and Indiana, had more remarkable turnarounds, right? Kenny Dillingham, Kurt Signetti, both of those guys, just Herculean efforts. I mean, we're talking about 12 layers type stuff here to get those teams into the college football playoff. And in the case of Arizona State, you win the Big 12 championship after being picked dead last. In the case of Indiana, you become the first team in the program history to win 10 games, to win 11 games, and to make the college football playoff, and your only losses are to the 2 teams that played in the national championship. That's, again, remarkable stuff. Those are the kinds of people I think Prime is trailing when we're talking about what you've been able to do based on what you had to work with, right? I think Arizona State was in a worse way. I think Indiana was in a worse way. Outside of that, it's just him. But if you're putting out a recruiting brochure, and you are, and we are, you can do a lot with Deion Sanders in the center, Marshall Faulk on one side, Warren Sapp on the other. You can do a lot. And then you've re-signed Robert Livingston to an extension that is going to reward him for what I thought was worthy of being nominated a Broyles Award finalist. He was not, but he got my vote. I thought that dude was excellent, especially toward the end of the year when they started to have to rely a little bit more on the defense than they wanted to, and get tackles for loss and get guys that were getting home. Perhaps you get Ray Lewis to coach your linebackers if you're Prime, and now we just cooking, right? We just making stuff up. I think it's more interested to find out what Prime is going to do with this staff. Like, I saw a comment on the Marshall Faulk segment that we did, you can go check out, where a man said that Prime is like Thanos, assembling all the Infinity Gems. I'm going, no. Keep it a buck. Prime is Nick Fury. If you know, you know, number one. Number two, I'm assembling a team, oh my God, of Earth's mightiest defenders. And you know who brought down Thanos? Them dudes. Captain America going, I can do this all day. You know what I mean? Like, even Tony Stark going, I am Iron Man. Oh my God. Captain America over here talking about, Captain Marvel like, yo, Peter Parker, hand me the rock. Watch what I do with it. Out there like Barry Sanders, man. And then you got Black Panther out there going, yo, Clint, give it to me. Yes, that's what it is. Nick Fury did all that. Thanos didn't do none of that. Nick Fury did all that. All right, him and his one eye. Oh my God. I was so excited when I got to see that. Man, it was a religious experience. Seeing everybody come through the portal. I came through the portal, God damn it. Like, I was ready. Let's go to work here. He pointed that freaking sword at me, and he said, Avengers Assemble. I was like, I got you, Cap. On your left. Who got the shield now? We got the shield now. Anyway, look at me. I'm getting excited. That is what I think Prime has done at Colorado. He is Nick Fury with his one eye, looking at Robert Redford going, no, I run this. I know what we doing. Watch this thing float in the air forever in perpetuity. And I got a beeper that's going to call the most powerful being in the history of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, a white woman named Carol, home. And she going to be like, cool. White, like, frankly, when they said something is entering the atmosphere, I'm like, yeah, Doom. It wasn't Doom. I don't really, man, I can't wait to see Doom in the Fantastic Four because I love Doom, and any of y'all that go all the way back with MF Doom, Victor Von Doom is that dude. Like, I got the Victor Von Doom get up over here, dog. Like, make me King of Latveria. I want that. Make me King of Latveria, make me Taskmaster. Not what I'm talking about. I'm Killmonger all day, every day. Give me the golden Jaguar suit. Watch me do what is Injidaka. That's me. Is this your king? Is this your king? No, I'm your king. Take them swords out your back. Talk about, what's up? We gonna braid it back. Man, ain't nothing make me feel good about having my hair as long as I have my hair like that movie. Just out there, I need to get scarification on here. Probably need to get some more tattoos and whatnot. Anyway, I think that's what we're looking at. And if Caden Salter can spin it like many people think Caden Salter can spin it, some folks call it the most underrated arm in all of college football, watch out now. Watch out now, okay? They about to be out there like the OJs, okay? They about to ask who can come out and play, okay? They about to be out here like the Ohio Players album covers. Woo! Feel some kind of way about them Ohio Players album covers. I'm trying to tell y'all. Some of y'all just don't know. My daddy had them album covers in vinyl. Whew. Your boy got a sickness. I blame him. All right, let me know in the comments below. Who do you think has the best coaching staff? Because, like, Ohio State still needs to hire a defensive coordinator. Leader in the clubhouse right now seems to be Matt Gary, but it might be Joe Cullen, who coaches defensive line in Kansas City. And you elevate Brian Hartline, who I think is the best recruiter in all of college football, certainly the best wide receiver coach in all of football. He's going to be calling plays, right? So we get the CEO, a head coach. You got James Franklin, who's able to keep Andy Kotelnicki and then add, right, take away from Ohio State and add Jim Knowles as the highest paid coordinator in all of football. Clemson got better. Garrett Riley's still there. You jettison Wes Goodwin. You bring in Tom Allen, who I think was on par with Jim Knowles in as far as what defensive coordinators can and can't do. I'm also interested in what Texas got, right? Because I think that is a really, really great staff led by Steve Sarkisian, Kyle Flood on the offensive line, Pete Kwiatkowski on that defense, Jeff Banks on the special teams. I think Notre Dame did a really good job. It's going to be interesting to see what Chris Ash can do with that defense that he's inheriting from Gal Golden. Mike Denbrock's going to have C.J. Carr, we think, as his starting wide receiver, starting quarterback. And then Oregon, I think you got to hand it to Dan Lanning, be able to keep that staff for the most part intact. It's getting thick out there. I'm also not taking into account, at least for this ranking right here, general managers, but in a future one, I think we will, because it's becoming maybe your third most important or fourth most important position on your staff, depending on whether or not you got a defensive coordinator or offensive coordinator, if your head coach is play caller there, because that person is in charge of making sure this team stays together and the next team is better than the next team is better than the next team. You can see all these coaches are spending all this money to go get these guys because they understand what it means to their programs. Let me know in the comments below.